Welcome to Jazz Unfiltered. Of course, I'm coming to you from Wonderland, and today's topic is deflection. So let's just talk about a little bit about deflection. Deflection can refer to a few things: a physical turning aside, a psychological defense mechanism, or a strategy in criminal justice. My focus will be primarily on the psychological deflection. It's a way to avoid uncomfortable emotions or criticism by shifting responsibility onto someone or something else. And that's my primary focus about deflection. So, have you ever dealt with deflection? I mean, we all do, right? Like when someone's mad at you and then they say something that's completely unrelated, and you're just like, what? Uh, but what? So, let's talk about a little bit like the reason behind why people do that. Um, so I'm supposed to work on my ums. I'm trying. This is a defense mechanism where individuals avoid addressing uncomfortable thoughts and feelings by changing the subject, blaming others, or becoming defensive. It's a way to protect yourself from anxiety, guilt, or negative emotions. And self sabotaging behaviors and deflection are often linked because deflection can be a defense mechanism. Because last week I talked about self sabotaging. So this week we were going to be talking about deflection. Um, so in criminal justice, it's something completely different. I didn't even know they use deflection in criminal justice. They also use deflection in chess, and this is interesting to me. It's a tactic where a piece is forced to move, potentially exposing the opponent's king or other important pieces. So maybe that's why they say chess is like the game of life, because there's a lot of strategies in there that align with psychological defenses and mechanisms. So that's probably why they say chess is like a game of life. So the article that I actually looked up that I'm referencing is Natalie Bushwald's article, and it was reviewed by her maybe husband or cousin or something. His name is Stephen Bushwald, so they could possibly be related. Um, Deflection may result in a lack of connection or understanding in relationships, leading to misunderstandings, miscommunications, and feelings of isolation and loneliness, which can contribute to depression and anxiety. Um, so I'm just like, I think my last two podcast sessions have been more closely related to something that I'm personally dealing with. I just don't like if we're talking about something and you're just completely pointing it away. I would just really love for everybody to just take responsibility and accountability for what they are actually doing, which in life, of course, nobody wants to feel bad about something they did or said, but that's just reality. That's just life. Like if you said some stuff that maybe at the time you were just like, damn, like I shouldn't have said that or I shouldn't have done that, then it's okay to come back and be like, you know what, I was going through something that day. I said some stuff I shouldn't have said. Maybe, you can move past it. You don't have to start blaming and blaming and denying things and gaslighting. So yeah, you just don't have to start doing all that when you are in a breakdown in communication with whoever, a partner or a friend or a family member. You don't have to start bringing up other unrelated things to what is actually going on. And it's just not good. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make the other person feel good. And yeah. Last week I feel like I was like more fired up. This week I'm probably just more sad, and I just want to share because I am committed to sharing. So I want to hold myself accountable for sharing, even though it is a little hard for me to share. But I did feel like this was a good topic for me to share. Deflection is often used in arguments as a way to shift focus away from yourself or the other person. And it uses gaslighting, which is a manipulative tactic that involves making someone doubt their own perceptions. And I feel like I'm gaslighted a lot, and then I always start to believe what someone else is saying to me, even though I know for sure, like, that's not what it is. I literally kind of ingest what somebody says to me, and then I take it and I run with it. And which is just, that's not healthy for me. That wouldn't be healthy for you. And we should probably not do that. And so we're going to be just journeying not to fall for other people's gaslights. We're not gonna fall for it. We're not going to do that. So what are some things that you can do to help with that? You can set boundaries, communicate clearly and calmly, redirect the conversation, stand your ground. And I'm really working on standing my ground. Like, I'm really, really working on that, because I do always want to just everybody to be happy. So I do kind of just let my boundaries loosen up a little bit, and I kind of don't stand my ground as firmly as I should. So, but now I'm standing on business. I'm standing my ground. Limit your exposure to that person. Consider ending the relationship. That one may be really hard, like, because, like, what if it's someone you're really close with, or it's your partner, and you're just like, what's going on? But you can't continue like this. You can't continue not to address the issue that is at hand, instead of going everywhere else but where you're supposed to be. You can also seek professional help, which I do. I seek professional help, so that I can get my thoughts together, and so that I can maneuver in life just a little bit better in dealing with personal things that I'm going through. And under, understand the underlying reasons for deflection. People often deflect to protect their self-image, avoid negative consequences, and it's due to lack of emotional maturity. I understand you want to protect your self-image. I understand you don't want to avoid negative you want to avoid negative consequences, but deflecting just makes everything worse. It doesn't protect you, it doesn't preserve your self image, it doesn't not create confusion, misunderstandings. It definitely messes up your relationship, because the other person is confused. They don't know what's going on. They don't know why you're talking about this when this happened. And well, now it's a whole set of new issues that you didn't even know existed, because everything is round about Memphis, and it's not actually in Las Vegas where we live. So we should probably get all of that together. Um, and when it is important in all these considerations to not accept deflection as a form of manipulation or abuse, because we talked about self-sabotage. You can't just accept this for yourself, because it's damaging, and it does create like negative connotations with yourself and others. And you don't know if whatever the issue is, because of the deflection, if other people are talking about it or this or that. Like, it's just so much that deflection messes up. It doesn't solve anything. No problems are solved. It just creates more problems, and that's just how that goes. So remember that the other person's behavior cannot be controlled, but how you respond can be controlled by setting boundaries, communicating clearly, and prioritizing your well being in these challenging situations. This can be navigated to healthier relationships. And that's what I want to do moving forward. I want to just create healthy relationships between myself, my friends, my partner, my children. I do want to just have open, honest conversations. We can hurt with our words, but if we do choose our words and think about what we're really saying to another person and trying to put ourselves in their shoes to see, okay, well, they're coming from here and then sometimes just quieting all the noise to really think, to really gather your thoughts and to really organize them and then convey them clearly and concisely, then the confusion is out of there. You don't have to blame anybody for anything because you know exactly what you did, what you didn't do, and then it's just no confusion and you can just move on from whatever that is. So I do want to end here. I do thank you so much for tuning into my video. And then, depending on what I'm going through next week, we'll see. Hopefully, like, it's a lighter topic. Like, I do want to get into some lighter topics about what's going on with jazz and everything else. But this is just like a life diary right now of things I'm experiencing in real time. So we'll just say that again. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again. Bye. Oh, wait, comment, like, subscribe, and guess what? From my good friend, Pinky Promise. I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh my